welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back. As always, huge massive thank you for the support. I really do appreciate it. I do say it every time just because I do really do appreciate you guys. So coming back again with Festive Elegance. This time I thought we'd come back with a super cool Rockin Christmas, and you've got sort of 4 toppers there, big sentiments, a record, disc, whatever you want to call it. And then you've got that beautiful printed cardstock with the vinyls on, and then you've got this foiled one with all the notes, and then you've got the inserts to match. So let's start with a piece of 12 by 6 of a white 300D SM card, and I'm gonna pop this in, and I'm taking it to the 2-inch mark. And then if I bring that down to 1, and I'm going to cut to, I think it's 6.5. I'm going to do the pop-up centre card. So I'm going to re-put this template back on YouTube, so you've got it. Yeah, so it is 6.5. And then I'm going to turn that round and do exactly the same on the other side. So we're going to put it to the 2-inch mark. Show you nice and straight. And then 6.5 to the 1. Okay, so those are my little cut lines. Then if I bring in my scoreboard and my cardstock, I have to use the ruler on this one. So across the centre, actually I'm going to turn that over just because this card is curling a little bit, so I think it will just sit better on there. And then at that 1-inch mark, I'm just going to use this ruler to help me find the channel in the centre. I'm just going across that centre part. Okay, and then also at 1.5. So just popping that ruler on nice and straight, and then finding the channel. And then at 6 inches we're going all the way across, and then 6.5 we're just going to go across that channel again. That's just going to give us a little pop-up in the middle. Okay, so let's pop our border out the way, and we can fold this over as we would as if it was a normal 6 by 6. That's there, and then I'm going to ease this one up and that one down. If I bring that down, just give that a quick burnish, and then this one here, give that a burnish too, and then we're going to get that mechanism. When it's up, it looks a bit like a face, but if I show you that, so you've got that little raised panel. I've done quite a few of these over the last couple of days when I was working on the remains of the Cute Christmas. It really does come in for these sort of longer toppers, so it is quite a handy one to have in your little arsenal of card shapes. So let's bring in some gold Mary card, because the foiling is gold, I believe. Yeah, it is gold. Okay. So these are all 2 inches wide. So I'm going to take my mat at 2 notches under the 6. 2 notches under the 6. 2 notches under the 2 even. And then 2 notches under the 6. And we want 2 of those to go on those end pieces. So let's just repeat that. So 2 notches under the 2. And 2 notches under the 6. That will go onto there. And this piece here is 4.5. So we're going to go to 4.5 minus 2 notches and 2 notches off the 2. These little widths, and that should fit quite nicely onto there. And then we've got this piece here. You could leave it blank if you wanted to, but I'm going to make a little mat. So if I cut that to 2 notches under the 2, which is what it is wide, and then it needs to be 2 notches under 1 inch. Let's just use a little bit of tape if I can find the end. There you are. I just find if you've got a smaller piece like this where it's really hard to hold it still, if you get it where you want it to be, just pop a little bit of tape on and use that to be your extra hand, if you like. So that one's going to pop into there, and then we can just pop all of these into the bin. So cardstock, I thought I would come in with this one here. So I'm going to start by cutting this at 5 3/4, just because I know I've got enough for the other card there, and then I can come in and do all the other cuttings that I need to do. So we need to be at 1 3/4 wide and 5 3/4. So we are going to lose one of those discs from the top. So let's repeat that again. So 1 3/4 and 5 3/4. I'm just thinking. And then again, so we need to be 1 3/4. So we have wasted a little bit, but we may end up using that as a border. And then that needs to go to 4 1/4. Because this is 4 1/2. And you're probably not going to see a lot of that anyway, but I just want, if anything is going to come through, I'd just rather have something there. And then this one needs to be 3/4. So I think I'm going to take this bit off the bottom. Is that going to look weird? I think it is. Let's do the stripes then. There we go. Now obviously if you wanted to keep that detail on the bottom of your pieces there, it wouldn't be that hard just to cut around those and put those on, but I'm not going to do that today. So let's put that to the side and we'll get these pieces popped on. So the glues I'm going to be using, they're going to be the same ones I always use. So it will be Collall tacky glue in this white container. Well, the container's clear, the glue's white. And then the Collall all-purpose glue in this clear container. Let me just give those a good burnish down on the ends, because I'm not going to be able to do any more once we've got layers on. There we go. Right, so let's go ahead and pop these on. And I was looking around, I thought, oh, I'll fill this back, you know, just refill it before I start the video today, and that's actually all I have of that Collall all-purpose glue. So when I finish this video, I'm going to have a little look on Crafters Companion and hope there's an offer on, because they have really quick delivery. I was toying with the idea of getting like a 5 litre one, like it's a really massive thing, but it's about £30 I think for the big thing. But I couldn't get the lid off the 500, is it 500 milliliters? No, I think it's 225. I couldn't get the lid off that to refill it, and I know that the pouring part of the big thing, the container it comes into, is not going to allow me to fill that little pot up easily. Bear with me just 2 seconds. Apologies, I could just hear some rustling from the living room, and Henry, who's not supposed to be able to jump because of his dodgy back legs, had got up onto the sofa and was trying to get some biscuits. So he's not allowed biscuits because of his allergies. So he has allergies to pretty much everything on this planet except for fish and vegetables, fruit. So it would have been a bit of a nightmare. But he's moaning now because he wants to go back out and find, he thinks he's got the address of a mouse. So I've been moving things around a bit in the shed, so I feel really bad, but I've disrupted the mouse. Let me put that down, that's going to make that easier. Yeah, I've disrupted, so I don't know if it's moved behind the big plant pot. There's like a little mini greenhouse, and it's got some cloth in that sometimes I use to cover vegetables for protect them from the butterflies and things. And I did suspect that there was something in there because I found a mouse drowned. It was either a mouse or a young rat drowned in the neighbour's guttering leaks over my fence. So I put a big truck there to collect the water because, you know, it's a good thing to do, and it's the water is good for my blueberries. Blueberry plants prefer rainwater to tap water, although if they would die in a thirst, I bet they'd be happy of anything. But there you go. Yeah, so look at that, that's looking quite nice as it is at the moment. Quite funky. Oh, that's moved again. Stop moving. Just move it over a little bit. There we go. I know, like sometimes the more you look at something, the more you sort of make it, the more you move something, the more it sort of looks a bit wonky. Right, okay. So I kind of feel like this one is going to be way too big. But let's just confirm that theory, because I think this is nearly 6 inches long. So we could, well, I don't think it's, if we put it in a bigger envelope, because it wouldn't fit in the box if I did this, but we could. No, it won't fit anyway, that's fine. Okay, so let's pop that one to the side, so we won't use that one. So which do we want? I think this one's slightly bigger. It's got the 2 people dancing and the foiled notes on. I think that's going to be quite cool coming off of there. I think I'm going to use this record, as I would call it, and I think maybe, because this is a smaller card, we'll go with the Feeling Festive, or we could go with Have a Rockin' Christmas. Let's see how that fits along the bottom. So excuse me, let's move it out of the way. I quite like that, and then we could have that maybe half, a bit there and a bit on that side. and then we can layer that up as well. It's a pity that one's not got a frame. I'm sure this one is probably going to be the same size. Actually, just lay that on there and we'd see, won't we? Yeah. We could. I like that one better. And then that one would fit into there without that frame. I'm guessing. We'd have to do it if I put that on to the top there, so that this bottom frame, this means I can separate the frames and still have a bit of height. Don't need that one, we're going with us Have a Rockin' Christmas, and it will still be supported on that thing. And like I say, I will put it in one of those little boxer loops from Hunkydorys. So that's just going to have a bit of support on their tops and the bottoms, and then we can come up higher with that one. Or we could put that onto some cardstock. No, I'm not going to. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to keep it really, really simple. Okay, so let's grab these scissors and just tidy up a few of those pips. And what we like on here, I think we're not too bad. We're okay on there, I think. Okay, and I'll keep those scissors out. The other thing I want to do, if I just bring back in my trimmer, and I don't want this to be a halfy cut. I want it to be more on one side than the other. So let's go around about. I'm trying to keep that line sort of straight. So we've got a sort of wider piece and a smaller piece. I might go down a bit further with that one. Yeah, something like that. Okay, and they're just going to be a little bit raised up as well. Okay, so here is the plan. So I think for this piece I'm going to use a Hunkydorys one, but I am going to cut that down. Just cut a couple of strips. So let's not make our usual mistake. Let's pop that on, and then I should be able to see where I can put these. So we're just out there. And a tiny bit on there. Oops. Let's see, how is that one doing? I have to cut some of that off. No, it could be alright there. And then a little bit in that corner. There. Okay, so this is going to give us a little bit of teeny weeny bit of height, and I am going to put some PVA glue on just to help me get it in the right place, but also just to make sure that really does stick to my card. I can just see. There's just a little bit of foam pad there, which was annoying me. Wouldn't be a video unless Henry had given you his 2 pence worth. And these are Hunkydorys again, but they are slightly deeper. These are probably about 2mm. Now I can just go down the centre on these. Probably just going to need 2 strips. Just take you off, we'll pop you there. And that should fit into there quite nice. So what I'm going to do is just bend that outwards that way a little bit. Just so it doesn't sink back into the frame. Because we do want there to be that little bit of a height difference there. There we go. And then I should be able to just pop that straight back in. So we just got a little bit of height there. And then all the rest of these, I'm just going to use these same ones on. So I've got that there. Actually, this one will probably go on there quite nicely. Just put that onto there, a little bit more onto there. And I might just take a little bit there, I think. And that's going to sit quite nicely. Okay, so I think, where are we going to go with this? I think we'll go about there with that one. And I'm not worried about the fact that I've cut this off and, you know, if it comes past this bit, because obviously I've done the mats and layers anyway, so it just looks like it's been cut to the mats and layer. So let's just pop that one down. I'm going to go a little higher with this one. Again, a little bit of tacky glue on just to get that into the right place. And I'm going to go about there with that one. So we've got our records or vinyls, whatever they call them these days. I think they do call them vinyls now, don't they? They just used to be records when I was a child. So that is the card done. Now we just do need a little bit of some black pearls, I think would be best. Now, put some there. You could go shiny if you wanted to. I mean, you could, if you've got all different colours, you could go in the centre with one of those, but that's not what I'm doing today. Okay, so let's just clean that nozzle off a little bit. I think that sentiment could have been a little bit straighter, so apologies. And these are quite big as well, so I might have some small ones in. There's a small one. Come here. And have you got a friend? You have. There we are. There we go. And I'm just going to go with those 3. Like I say, if I had some tiny ones, just move that a little bit. There we go. I think that's a bit better. Little tiny black ones would be quite cool on there. But I don't know where those are. I think they may still be upstairs in one of the trays up there. But that is the finished card. So we've got our pop-up jukebox. It isn't going to go in a 6x6 envelope unless it is slightly oversized. Oops, stupid girl, look what I've done. That times I do that, honestly. And then have I got a, let's just use a little bit of tissue. I can't find my teeny tiny daubers. There we go, that will do. There we go. Right, okay, so let's just see. So it would need to be about a 6.5x6 envelope if you wanted to pop it in an envelope, but you can put it assembled into one of those. Let me just grab it because I've got one here that I have been keep putting things on, but yeah, these are the smaller sort of box envelopes, and they're fantastic for small sort of raised cards like this. Sometimes you decollage if you don't put all the layers on. But that is card number 1, so I'm just going to get set up for card number 2. Okay, so for card number 2, I want to use this topper, which is, like I say, is just actually it's just over 6 inches. So I'm going to have to come in with a bigger card. So I didn't want to go, well, I did actually, I wanted to go 8 by 6, and then I thought no, I'll go 5 by 7 because that just brings everything in just a little bit closer, and it's not quite such a big card. And I know 5 by 7 is slightly more popular in, well, not slightly more popular, but it's one of the card sizes that I do see on a lot of the American crafters that I watch on YouTube. Okay, so I'm going to be using some of this black diamond sparkles to matte and layer this time, just for a slightly different look. So my card is 5 inches across, so I'm just going to come with those 2 notches underneath, and then it's, oh, let's get that leg out, 7, so we're going to go 2 notches under the 7. Now I'm not going to, but if you wanted to gut that to, you know, take a piece out, maybe even die cut it if you've got a die cutter to save that, because it's perfect for, you know, matte and layers elsewhere, and it does lighten the card up. But like I say, I'm not going to do that today. And then this piece here, we're going to come at 4 3/4. Got a nice piece there for a border. And then 6 3/4. So what I am going to do is I'm cutting it across here the same way that I did earlier, just because I think if I was to take ½ an inch off, you're only really going to see the tips of it, and I'd rather have that sort of busier border at the top of the bottom. Probably going to be the top, but we'll see how it lays once we get the arch on there. The other thing I wanted to do was to pop some black behind this archway. So let's, I don't want any of it to see through afterwards. It's going to be my little hidden layer, so I'm going to have to cut the round a bit off, but just so that I'm getting more or less where I need to be. I can even that up in a minute. Perfect. Okay. And if you wanted to come in with your black foils, that sort of thing, it was just going to really pick up, because we've got that red there, that bright sort of red. It sort of just picks up, and this is kind of not even like a bright red, it's more of a fuchsia-y pink red, so it's going to be quite nice. So let's put these 2 layers on first of all, and I'm not using any ribbon, so I'm kind of thinking this is more of a male sort of energy card. It's not to say that it has to be only for a male, but that's kind of the sort of feel of it, if you know what I mean, at the moment anyway. So just popping that on nicely, nice and even. Like I say, you've got that wiggle room time with these glues to get that into place. And then again, next layer up. And that's not to say that I don't ever put ribbon on mail cards, because I do. I just might not necessarily put a bow on, or if I'm going to do some kind of thing, you know, sometimes a knot is better, or string rather than a big sort of bow. So that's quite nice as it is, isn't it? Just stands out quite nicely like that. Okay, so first off, scissors, because there are some pips on here. Let's just get rid of those little paper pips where it was being held. come in with my nail file as well. See, because some of these are a bit too fine for the scissors to get. So this is just an ordinary little nail file. And if I just keep it flat to the side, so I don't want to scratch that foil off. So I'm just keeping it flush with that edge. Just, and you can press them down a little bit with your fingers as well. Okay, so this is going to go onto here. And see, because we're going onto that black, you can really see those pips when they stand out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my tacky glue for this, just make sure I've got plenty near the edge. And then I'm going to pop that on. And then what I can do just while that is drying is just put my knife underneath the actual topper. And it's not going to be seen because this is going to be a flat layer on my card. And then same again on this side. There we go. And that looks like a nice little home for a jukebox, doesn't it, on there? So that is going to fill up most of my card. And I feel like as soon as we've got them out, I'm going to go with 2mm foam pads on here. This is another thing that I'm getting low on. So I think there's a nice, well, I like the peel-offs that were on Hobby Maker today. It's nice to see them coming back because they are super useful. On Sunday, if you're signed up for emails from them, you get a sort of list of the shows that are coming up for the week. And I think there was something on Friday. I can't remember whether it was penguins or robins or something else. But there is something coming, and by the looks of it, it looks a bit like those butcher cards that they did the birds with last year. So I am hoping it's more of the same, so I did like that. And then hopefully if I get that other kit, then that's me done for this Christmas. So I'm hoping they're not going to bring any more out. I do like crafting with them, and like it's all going to charity, so it's all good, isn't it? So that's straight on. And then I've got that little topper I popped out from before, and we've got our little dancing people that we were going to use on that last one. Just go around those pips again. There we go. And I think for this one I'm going to go, because we've already got 2mm on there, I don't want to go too high. I haven't actually got any envelopes for these 5x7s yet, so I need to do an order from the envelope people. So I'm just using up bits of 1mm foam pads here that I've got on the edge of my computer. Yeah, so I will order them a little bit bigger than 5x7, so because I very rarely make a flat card, it's always a little bit of something popped up, especially these Hunkydorys ones. I saw on, I think it might have been Hobby Maker, and it might have been Anne-Marie, and it must have been a decollage show, because she was talking about the deep boxes, you know, the 6x6 and the 5x7 deep boxes, I think they are. she was saying that the 6x6 deep boxes are quite good for if you're making sort of a couple of cards to give to somebody, you know, in a nice box. So I might try and use up some of the little books that way. I think I'm going to pop this up to 2mm, and could go, no, I'm not going to go on, I want it up in this corner. And then I don't think I've got any shiny gems, but I feel like I could go with some red or turquoise if I have. So let's have a little look through. So I've got those blue ones, similar-ish colour. We've got these gold ones. Those are quite a nice colour match against that. I've got some pearls. Those ones. Those ones are slightly different. Those are green. Those ones. I think we're going to make a decision out of those. Let's see. I don't think I want to go blue, although those would stand up quite nicely, I think. They do look stand out. Those are recede into the background. I'm guessing those are going to be the same. So let's have a look at these gold and silver ones. Those ones are sepia underneath. Those are quite nice and bright as well. I think I like the blue. Let's go blue. Okay. So yesterday, I don't know if you guys follow me on Facebook or Pinterest, but yesterday I finished crafting with the cute Christmas from this Blockbuster. So all of those extra cards, so there was 4 sets that I didn't do on video. Those are now on Pinterest and Facebook. And on my Facebook page, which is just Sybil Jones Concoctions, there is a section now. There's a cute Christmas, and then there's the other one. I think is it White Christmas I finished the other one with? I think it might be. Yeah, they are there if you want to have a little look. If you are also trying to craft through your whole kit and you get a little bit stuck, hopefully there'll be something on there just to get Mr. Mojo up and running again. And you don't have to copy them like for like. I'm more than happy for you to do that if you want to. But you know, sometimes just seeing something in a shape can springboard you onto a slightly different sort of card or a different top of it, the same thing, you know. So it's worth, just if you get a little bit stuck, they are there for you. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so those are today's cards. So we've got the cute 5x7. I say cute, it's not that small really, and it would stand nice on a mantelpiece or shelf. And then you've got your little pop-up on there. Like I say, I'm going to put that in an already box envelope, and that one's going to go in there quite nicely, and they just need their inserts in, so I'll do that afterwards. I'll put pictures up on Pinterest and Facebook as usual. I do post my pictures into Facebook groups, which is Crafting or Brands, and also Friends of Hunkydorys Crafts. So I do post it into there quite regularly with the Hunkydorys cards. So if you wanted to take a closer up look of these cards, you're more than welcome to go and pop along there and have a look. But that's it for today. So I will be back on Thursday again with this kit. So I did say I was going to play with 4 sets of the toppers. So once we've done that, I will have play with the little book, just maybe one video, maybe two, see what I can come up with, and then after that we'll move on to the magazine. But that's it for today. Like I say, hope you're enjoying your day, but until next time, happy crafting. Bye.